Hello everyone, this is Mark. Today I'm going to be showing you how to disassemble this Pfister Wilmington model kitchen faucet. I've had this for several years. It still works, but the issue I have is that it's become increasingly hard to turn down here. And I just recently replaced this wand. It was cracked down here and was leaking, so this is brand new. But I'm just going to show you how to disassemble this stock here and then grease down here so that this thing will turn like it was new again. So there are some rings down there and then up here as well on the faucet. And once we get inside, you'll be able to get a little bit better idea how that works. But to start, we're just going to disassemble this faucet from the top down. And again, this is a Pfister Wilmington model. I looked online and could not find any videos or any instructions really for how to disassemble this. So just kind of had to figure it out on my own. But believe it or not, this little top cap piece was probably the most puzzling, because in the instruction manual I still have for the faucet, it shows that this is to be pried off. And then I actually called Pfister too and asked them, but it turns out that is not correct. That if you've got one of these faucets, the way to get this cap off is it unscrews. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use one of these little jar lid openers and just grab hold of this thing and unscrew it. And this cap comes right off. And I'm just going to lay it over here to the side. And next, down into the side of here, we've got a Phillips head screw that actually holds this handle down. So what I'm going to do is remove that screw. And I'm actually just going to do this by hand and hold this handle while I do it. A little bit more. And there we go. This pops off. And again, inside the top here, you can see this little Phillips head screw. So I'm just going to place this back inside the handle. And I guess I forgot to mention that before you do this, I turned the water off down under the sink, so both the hot and cold water, so nothing comes out of here. What I also did was I plugged the drains. I've got a plastic plug here, and I've got just a saucer over the other drains as a double sink. So in case I drop anything like a screw or something like that, it won't go down the drain. I won't have to go fish it out. But anyway, now we're down to this piece. And this little collar right here just unscrews as well. And then this is the actual top of the cartridge. So if you wanted to change the cartridges in this thing, I'm going to show you how to do that, even though I don't need to do it in this particular instance. But there are two flat sides to this little collar right here, this brass collar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this crescent wrench and loosen that. And again, you're going to make sure that you have the water off before you do this. I'm just going to give it a gentle turn counterclockwise and then unscrew this collar. And this comes off. And here sits the cartridge. And from there, you just pull this out. And again, my cartridge is good. I don't really need to change it, but I'm just showing you in case you might need to do it. But you'll notice on the bottom of this cartridge, there's two little pins or plugs. And inside, and I'll try and get a better shot of it, but it's hard to see. But inside the cartridge housing, you'll see there are two little holes here and here, and that's where those little pins plug in, so you can't plug this cartridge in incorrectly. It'll go in just one way. So again, that's what the housing looks like. So we'll put this camera back down, and then this piece just pops up. And then from here, we've got this pull-out hose. And again, if you wanted to change out the wand on this, all you would need to do is just unscrew it right here. And again, I already did that about a week ago. But there is a little, actually, I'll just show you right here. But if you do replace this, there is a plastic black washer inside of there. Just make sure that that stays in there so this hand wand does not leak. And again, I'm just going to put this right back. But that's how you would disassemble this and put a new one on. Pretty simple. And I'm just going to hand tighten this back and put it back in its cradle. And then one last piece, there is a small set screw on the back here, and it is a 3/32. So I'm going to use this Allen tool here. And again, this will be difficult to see. I'll move this camera over a little bit just to see if I can get a better shot of it. No, I cannot get a better shot of it. So again, just know that it's on the back of the fixture here, and you'll have to take this tool and then unscrew this set screw. And again, I apologize for blocking the camera, but I can't really get a good angle on it from there. There we go. This little set screw again comes out the back. Set that aside. And then once that's done, you just straighten this up and you can lift this collar up. And this is where I need to get in and apply some grease. So I'm going to use this waterproof kitchen grease. This costs about $4.50 at Home Depot, $5 at Home Depot. So what I'm going to do is just put some all around the bottom here. And then I'm going to apply some at the top here as well. So again, I'll try and get a little bit better shot of this on the top. But right here and here is where I want to grease this. And my finger is too big for that, but I'm going to go ahead and probably just get a toothpick and pull this up and grease it. So if you've got somebody that can hold this up for you while you do this, it would help. But in my case, I'm going to do it alone, but I won't be able to hold the camera. So I'm going to get back to you once I've done applying the grease to both spots, and then we'll resume things from there. Okay, so I finished applying a good amount of grease, again, up in here, and then again, I just used a toothpick and spread some around to this top piece inside of here without having to take this whole thing off. So the greasing is done, and then I'm going to just work this kind of back and forth, and you can see how much smoother this turns at this point. And with that, I think we're going to put everything back together and see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this set screw back in. And I'm going to turn this around. And again, I apologize that the optics on this won't be very good. Okay, so that's back in, and again, this seems to be turning a lot better now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this cartridge back in, and again, I'm just going to line these two little holes up in the hole. Make sure they pop down in there. Then it's time to reapply this collar. Again, this just screws in. And make sure this is aligned correctly. Yes. So I'll get that as tight as I can by hand, and I'm going to take my crescent wrench and just tighten that up. Then I'm just going to dry this off a little bit where the water spilled out from the cartridge holder. We've got this piece that just, again, slides up into place. You got this little crown piece that, again, just screws here. And again, just tighten it by hand. Next, we've got the handle. And again, this square on the bottom lines up with this square piece on the top of the cartridge. So we're just going to line that up. And again, make sure it turns before I tighten the screw, and it does. So again, I'm just going to tighten this screw by hand. And then hold this handle while you tighten it. Just doesn't have to be super tight. And last but not least, we've got the little cap here. And again, this just screws into the top. And everything should be back together. So I'm going to turn the water back on. And again, this is turning much better than it was before. So got that piece of the problem solved. And again, in my case, I did not need to change the cartridge, but again, just showed you how in case you might need to. So I'm going to shut this off for a second, get back to you when I turn the water on and make sure everything's working. Okay, so I've got the water turned back on. I've got the plug pulled out of the drain and the saucer from over the drain. I'm just going to keep that water on. And you can see everything's working. I don't see anything leaking. And the pull over to the left gets the hot side. And everything appears to be working. And my main concern again was the range of motion and smooth as original operation. And again, that seems to be good, all good. So that's it. That's how to take apart this faucet and make a few repairs, replace a cartridge. Hope you liked the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was of help to you. And if so, send me a few likes and I will see you on the next project. Thank you.